and welcome everybody. My name's Jamie Squidcs Stewart and you're watching CSGO Fight Night. We've got a great Australian match tonight, Chiefs versus Skyfire.
Exactly like what it says on the tin. There's the first one. Nice flick upwards and HS doing all the damage. What was that? Who's he going to take the shot on initially? Thomas, Baymax, all three! Schneider! Perfect, beautiful play.
Both teams are powerhouses in the Australian scene, with Chiefs sat in 4th position and Skyfire sat in 8th place in the HLTV regional rankings. Chiefs lie unbeaten on the ESEA Mountain Dew League Australia scoreboard with a scoreline of 6 wins and 0 losses, whereas Skyfire, they're batting even right in the middle of the ESEA scoreboard with 3 wins and 3 losses. My star player for this match is definitely Infrequent. His superstar AWPing can open things up on the T side and shut it all down on CT. Now, stats center, Infrequent is a very special AWPing talent with a rating of over 1.2. His damage per round is very heavy also at 82.1. He is a very special talent. Today's map is going to be Cash, a very interesting map, quite even in terms of how CT-sided it is. I think we should be expecting a pretty close first half. And our predictions brought to you by Best Gambling. I think Chiefs is probably a pretty solid lock here today. They're unbeaten near the top of the scoreboard, and I think that they're probably going to go undefeated today. Let's get right into the action after this quick break from GT Omega. Hello, welcome everybody to CSGO Live. I'm Squidcs. We're watching Chiefs versus Skyfire here today on the Mountain Dew League. We're watching Australian CS once again. Thanks so much for joining me, everybody. I think this is going to be a good one. We've seen lots of success from Chiefs so far this tournament, and right now Skyfire, they're not hanging about. They might have just lost that previous map, but nice flashes from Chiefs. And Mo's able to absolutely destroy 3 players with the USPS and Frequent as well. Mo's down 2. Nice round on the board there for Chiefs. 1-0 start. And of course, Skyfire, they obviously don't want that to be happening. They need to be getting off to a good start here against the favourites here today, Chiefs. They've not lost at all in the Mountain Dew League. Thank you so much for watching. EFLGG, how's the Ice Challenge? The Ice Challenge was great. We actually went to the GG Bet area, met some really lovely people. We watched all the CS as well. I think that I reckon Navi, and if they're still in it, they're probably going to win because they were so close to beating North. Simple was like 1 bullet away, so I think that was quite interesting. But we're watching Australian CS now, not CIS. But yeah, no, that ice challenge has been it's been really good so far. Great talent as well. Great picks across the board. 2-0 Chiefs. Great start for them, of course. Picking up the triple M4 setup. There's a Bamas as well, and then the MP9 Tux going towards this B bomb site. Throws in the initial smoke. He can actually peek behind that. And of course, not doing anything too ballsy. Not peeking before that smoke blooms, because you want to be staying safe in those scenarios. Moe going to be holding over by ramp. And of course, Stingray is taking those pop shots through. It doesn't really matter. Should we do that? Yep. Shall I do that instead? 2-0 start, of course. Versus a bunch of players. Stingrays rips apart 3 players over towards mid. That's 4 kills in total, and Tux, he's all on his lonesome by this B bomb site. Not really much you can do here. Nicely done. Tux at least finds one, and that bomb is wrapping around to this B bomb, this A bomb site as Tux is funneling in from behind. Tux maybe even going to slip right over this van. Hello and welcome to CSGO Live, everybody. I'm having a very good time. We're watching Chiefs versus Skyfire here today. And Tux in this 1 versus 2 almost hits that shot. Very, very close to Crims there. But just evades those bullets, and that is Skyfire getting themselves onto the board, which was what they did earlier. Of course, we've seen them play a T side. It was a little bit lackluster. We saw a CT side as well, which was actually their poorer side earlier on Mirage. So let's see what they can do against Chiefs here on their main side. 2-1, of course, on the board. They wanted to give him the ace. I don't know if they did. I don't think they did. RIP ace. Moe moving towards here and actually takes some damage. That's a great angle from Skyfire. Not one that I see too often. Yeah, that's the first time you've seen a highway plant. You know, it's not often done because it's a very exposed plant, and you also cannot cover it from a squeaky door, which is the most common afterplant position to play in CSGO. But that highway plant is very powerful if you don't have the main or the bomb site, but you do have mid. But it's very, very uncommon. Texter gets tagged up, and Moe lets both cross. Beautiful 2K there. Zerk and Crims are history, and that's exactly the sort of play that Moe and Chiefs both collectively throw in. And that flash over the top is going to do a lot of, well, cause Stingrays a lot of issues here. Blitz towards mid, nobody else holding it down. And now Skyfire can slip onto mid. They've got somebody quite advanced, but Infrequent's found this angle, and he is trying to tap away onto Vexite, who is moving in with the AK-47. Nice headshot here, hits both there. Skyfire actually hitting some serious shots. Now they have to move into blitz. They're in the 1 versus 2. It's Pinson on this B-bomb site for both frags. Great headshot. Rain eliminated. And that's a 3-1 scoreline. Chiefs, they find themselves in horrible situations like that and still manage to slip away. Massive clutch potential from all 5 of these players. And they're all quite aggressively making their way onto this scoreboard, whereas Skyfire, it's a little more touch and go, a little more shaky. And now the B bomb site, that's going to be the approach. Tux has to hold it off all on his lonesome. He's got the UMP out, and he's aiming right at their faces. 2 bullets left, and I think he's still going to manage it. Nate sails in, and Infrequent finds him just before. 4-1 is Chiefs. They seem very, very, very convincing so far here. Very dominant. These rounds have been incredibly one-sided, and Skyfire, I'm not sure that there's a lot that they can do about this. Vexite holding right behind this smoke, of course, with that Deagle. Looks a bit like the Deagle Asimov, but that doesn't exist. Of course, it's just pistols again, so they might get mopped up from a second time in a row, and it will happen. And this is the Chiefs' money just spiraling out of control now. 7,000, 6,000, lots and lots of cash here. 16 by 9 max. You know, I like 16 by 9. I never play 4 by 3. At the Ice Challenge, I've been having a look at different players' settings and stuff. 16 by 9 definitely more popular, but you've got that those old 4 by 3 vets. Kobe's one of them. He plays with black bars. It always looks so odd. Infrequent hitting these shots with that AWP. Just slaloming in and out. 3 frags. Trying to go for number 4, and there it is, right in the side. Skyfire just not quick enough onto the A bomb site, and it means that that AWP can run rampant, just swinging out, finding shot after shot after shot, and doing so much damage. If you're allowing an AWP to fire off 5 bullets, you're really asking for trouble in that situation. You need to be smoking him out, flashing in his face. You need to be nading that back corner. They're not doing any of this, and Infrequent just able to have a party on the A-bomb site. Great headshot, back site. Can't be giving him too much to work with. That deagle could be deadly, and showing exactly why. Rain holding back as well. The speed bomb site, of course, can be heavily contested at any time. Chiefs know this. They're playing quite a passive approach. Tux. He's hidden away. He's actually snuck the AUG and the M4 towards the back of B bomb site. So it really just means that Skyfire can't steal away that M4 and use it themselves. Texter, he's taken a lot of damage so far this round, and with a minute left, he might be a weak point of this defense. Great shot there. Texter history. And now the AWP has to wrap in as well. And against this deagle, he needs reinforcements. And with 30 seconds left, he might actually get it. Everybody rotating off the B bomb site. Tux might follow. Great shots there, and now Zerk trying to make his way in, trying to go for that 1D, couldn't quite hit it. Now wants to plant very inside this bomb site. They're very low, both got deagles. And now as the rifles move in, great headshot on man number 1, and Vexite's been spotted. Didn't hit the 1D, he needed to desperately do so, and Infrequent's able to spot the shoulder. Chiefs are good for 7. Yeah, I was saying to the people watching yesterday, Simple was in tilt mode when that clutch that he couldn't hit against North on Inferno towards the A bomb site. As soon as he missed that, he held his head in his hands for at least 5 seconds, 10 seconds probably. Then it was 14-15 Na'Vi down. They didn't have any weaponry. Him and Edward were found in a 2 versus 5, and Simple was pissed. His coach tried to shake his hand right after the game. He wasn't having any of it. He just walked past, like blew off the handshake. He was so angry. So 7-1 on the board. And of course, you haven't actually got anybody in A main right now. Infrequent's taken the first man down. And the second peeker might come through. Vexite swung across in time. And now mowing in this corner. They don't really notice yet, but they're going to check for it anyway. Easy entries from Skyfire. As Blitz now has to go for the big rotate. Smokes down, flash on through. He might actually get aggressive here. Fully flashed up. And Blitz is actually history. Vexite finds him as well. 2 big impactful entry frags. And a third for Vexite. Great headshot. Texter gone. And only Tux remains. He is going to try and go for this one. But Rain hits, well, beautiful between the eyes shot. That is 7-2 on the board. 2 CTs pushing main, 200 IQ plays. That's what Traben says. Dude, it's CS. It's CSGO. Bit of damage done by the Molotov there. Of course, Rain doesn't want to be taken down too low before he actually gets into engagements, but right over mid, you've got 2 players swinging in. And Blitz has a great side angle. Actually, he gets greedy and looks for that second shot. Stingrays is able to trade him up there. I don't know why he didn't focus his attention onto Stingrays first, because now he's going to be able to run rampant onto mid. Great second shot onto Infrequent. And that really just splits up the defense. It means that you don't have as much to use. You have to really thin it out and go for aggressive pushes like that was punished by Tux. 2 versus 3. And now the full rotate comes in, but Texted getting locked out of this B bomb site by the Molotovs. The smokes are probably soon to come. Gets tagged up by the AWP, but hits the headshot in retort. He thinks that there are players on the B bomb site. Needless to say, they haven't quite got there yet. Cheeps seem to be getting sloppy and complacent. Rotating onto the A bomb site now. They have to move past this crossfire. Rain might be about to get peeked. He has got this bomb on his back, but there comes the Molotov straight inwards. They've locked him towards the back of this bomb site. Great crossfire, and that's perfect team playing coordination from Chiefs to burrow him out of the back of that B bomb site. Really works for them. Yeah, playing passive in heaven, very, very effective play. And Texter managed to stand there for maybe a minute or more. You need to have a smoke up there, a Molotov, to render that position useless. Eight to 2. And AWPs on both sides. Infrequent. Easy opening shot. Crims doing a lot of that early damage. Zert making his way in also. Skyfire obviously need these opening engagements to go their way. Hitting those shots onto the likes of Tux are really, really important. Being 8 to 2. Oh, close to hitting that flick from Infrequent there. Of course, onto mid. You need to be hitting those as an AWPer. Those are the harder ones to nail, though. Those big opening frags. And now it is all attention on B. For these 5 Ts, Stingrays hits a great shot onto Blitz. And now over towards mid, it's Zerk to cut off these rotations. He's going to be present in the back. And Chiefs might not even be able to save this time. Zerk is just hidden away, playing incredibly passive. Texter able to rat him out over in the corner. And towards the A-bomb site, you've obviously got Texter saving that AK and Infrequent holding back the AWP. Got 140 people here. Welcome, everybody. So Texter going to be left alive. He can keep alive that AK-47. He can actually drop that over to one of his 2 poorer teammates, either Blitz or Tux, who couldn't afford to buy before. And Chief's going to get a full buy out of this one. I don't know if there's an AWP there. There certainly is not. They don't have enough money for it. In fact, they don't have enough money for a lot of things. Blitz, completely strapped of nades. Hasn't got any to talk of whatsoever. I mean, easier executes for this Skyfire side. Chiefs has to rely on their fragging power. That's a good nade. Right over onto Crims. Gets tagged down. Means that these M4s and the FAMAS is also one-shot headshot. Of course, Texter's AK-47 is obviously everything of the sort. Very infrequent. Just playing from this side angle. Gives some good vision onto this A-bomb site. My issue with this defense is one smoke can end the defense. They don't have any firepower actually on A, and some of their most convincing rounds have been with the AWP playing on A. Frequent can't afford it this time. Skyfire gonna spend some utility towards the A bomb site to try and fish people out. There's obviously nobody holding here. Now the re-rotate has to come through. Great shots. Texter going to be taken out. Trading evenly though. As Skyfire decided to take simultaneous peeks. Straight through the door, Moe. Instant headshot straight through. 34 HP down though. And he's going to be able to capitalise. This A site does look a little more tentative now as Skyfire with 15 seconds left have to be able to get this bomb down. He's got CTs coming from both angles and Chief's able to wrap in just in time. 9-3. One away from double digits. This is looking convincing. Skyfire barely have any ammo left. They don't have anything in the bank. They have to go for double AK, double Galil, and the single P250. They don't really have much utility to use off the back of this. A couple of Molotovs, you know. Smoke here and there, but Blitz and Infrequent able to really rip them apart. Crimson Stringray drop. And these final three players actually kind of going to struggle to get into both of these bomb sites here. Smoke and flash down. I like this setup from Chiefs here. Infrequent is playing right in the back of B bomb site with this AWP. That Molotov instantly goes down. Tries to go for an initial flick, and he is going to start hitting every single shot. Pistol out. He does so much damage. Both frags there, and Tux is able to sweep them away. 10-3 on the scoreboard. Chiefs start to really run away with this half now. As soon as you get double digits on the CT side of Cash, or on any side of Cash, that's when you start really fearing for your opponents, because this should be a pretty even map. It should be 6-9, 8-7. And it's, well, this rampage is not going to stop here. Skyfire walk into the MP9 on towards mid. Infrequent mowing down 3 players. Heavy damage onto the other 2. Texter does a lot as well, but this is not even really too exciting. Skyfire just getting completely mopped away towards mid. Only 3 rounds on the board. This is just a poor performance all round. Roll Tilden said they can't deal with that AWP. Absolutely right. Infrequent AWP. Every time it's been whipped out, either that towards mid, the A site, the B site, he's been finding multiple frags everywhere. And when you've got an AWPer finding 2 or 3 frags every time you challenge him, that's when he becomes a real problem. Chiefs need to put an AWP in his hands as much as possible. And now this A play about to come to fruition. They've only got Moe in form of defense here. And with the smokes placed, he is playing a very passive defense. Not going onto this site. Going to try and dunk a nade down. That does a little bit of damage. Texter able to steal away a frag as well. Vexite steals one back. 4 versus 4 is infrequent firing once again. Texter from the back, pushing an incredible amount of pressure on this T side. I don't think they can hold on. Just Crim's left, and he will make every effort to evade bullets and try and dodge this bomb, but it's not planted for him. He's got people on all accounts and all angles. Nothing he can do. 12 to 3, and he even gets shot down after time. Right through the wall by an infrequent. I think that was an above 20 frag half. He is on an absolute tear right now. Here come the headshots. Skyfire need to find just more than that one, but Blitz, he's moving in. Double headshot from him. Crim's knocked out. And Skyfire completely locked out of this bomb site. Zerk trying to feed in from the top. Infrequent changes his plant position to make sure that Tux can spot that bomb. They're not taking any risks with this attack. They need to plant that C4 in a very open spot, so it can be very easily defended from multiple angles. Blitz going for the swing away. Almost both headshots there. Vexite gets eliminated. And right into these crossfires. You see how powerful they are. Zerk tries to slip in from the back, but they need to hit more headshots, and Infrequent's not going to let them from left and right. Both tapping away with this Glock. Actually chasing Zerk down for the round. 13-3. Hash loves doing a 180 headshot on the guy behind him. Don't you all love that? You know, that's the best. That's what you wanna. That's what you've got to do. 13-3. And now this is going to be the A rush, but they're going to move right into the AK-47. Equipment doesn't even necessarily have to be careful for the sake of the round, but doesn't want to drop this AK here. The Molotov placed, and Chiefs just lock Skyfire into position. That's just superiority when it comes to the team play. They've got a flank, they've got a heavy attack with an AK-47 and a MAC-10, just a mixed match of weapons as well. Chief's setup there was a really, really nice to counter anything. If that had been 5 M4s that they were facing in main, they would have probably still taken that round, just because of that far superior positional play. Moe sneaks out onto mid. And of course with a MAC-10, you're not going to get spotted straight through that smoke. The trajectory of that Molotov, if it had been thrown, would have made them privy to the fact that he's playing right next to Vance. Of course, this is going to be a B split. He does get spotted out, and they are trying to attack from checkers. Rain gets his head completely blown and ripped off. Vexite tries to do enough damage, but that AWP's not raining in, not doing any damage right now. Crims doesn't hit anything. He needed to do way, way more in that situation. And now Skyfire, one away from match point, and Chiefs is abusing them from every single angle. Stingrays, he's last on the agenda, playing in CT spawn. This isn't going to happen. Moe finds him as well. Doesn't even feel the pressure to move from the MAC-10. Infrequent's on 26 frags. What a dominating performance. Moe as well. Way ahead of the curve and pack. 15-3. And 'Cause 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 ' 3-15, and Moe has spotted one out, tries to dart away with the M4A1S. No idea how he's alive. Skyfire, I think they've just mentally checked out now. Crims does at least find one, but this defense is falling apart once again. Chiefs with an absolutely dominating performance here on Cash. 4 versus 1 now. There's nothing Rain can do. He might even get caught off guard by Tux from behind. They're not even wanting to plant this bomb. They're going to just slalom into his position. And against the Deagle, he gets taken out. 16-3, one of the most one-sided matches we've seen here in the ESEA Mountain Dew League. Either way, thank you so much for watching, everybody. You've been watching CSGO Live. I've been Squidcs, and you've been watching the FLGG. Cash was certainly a very one-sided affair in the favour of Chiefs. I think that they played very well as a team. They were incredibly coordinated, especially on that defensive side, playing the crossfires very nicely, whereas Skyfire, they really couldn't get their shots rolling. The top player in the match happened to be infrequent, averaging over 1.5 kills per round. He was an absolute monster with his AWP on Cash. Thanks for watching CSGO Fight Night. Next time, Chiefs are going to be taking on Paradox. Can they continue their unbeaten run of form? Tune in next time to find out.